What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. This week's episode of Atlanta is titled Helen. And I gotta say that this might be the first episode that I liked but didn't love. At least in this season. I feel like the first three episodes really struck it out of the park. And then this episode, well, my problems with it is that it begins real slow. It starts out with a Get Out parody. And I don't feel like the Get Out parody really ever does anything for the episode. I feel like you can kind of see a little bit throughout the episode, like with the awkwardness and everything and Ern being out of his element, but I also don't think that it was real necessary to the entire plot of the episode. Like I said, this episode was real slow. I was watching it, I'm like maybe 10 minutes in, and I'm thinking, what is the purpose of this episode? Every episode of Atlanta has some kind of purpose, has some kind of theme to it. And it wasn't until like maybe 5 minutes later that things started to click, and you're like, oh, okay, this is going to be centered around Vanessa and Ern's relationship. And in some ways, you can kind of infer that from the fact that they're the only ones in the episode, main character-wise. But, Atlanta likes to do, like, all these different swerves and everything. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be, like, that kind of episode. I gotta say that this season is really making me hate Ern's character. If that was Donald Glover's intention, then he is succeeding on all cylinders. I'm sitting here just thinking, damn, this guy is very stupid. Like, I felt bad for Ern in season 1 because he can never get ahead. Season 2, I'm like, okay, he's got money. He has poor money management skills. Now, he's sitting here ruining his relationship. I'm watching, I'm like, why are you doing the things that you're doing? Van wants to have fun, wants to introduce her world, her hometown, and the customs of it to Ern. And when it comes to that, it's like, you might not want to be there, but you should absolutely do what she wants to do. You should show that you actually care. That, I think, comes with relationships. You don't have to love everything that you do, but you do it because the person that you're with really loves it, and it's something that they would appreciate you do. So Ern doesn't want to dance, so instead he tries to drag Van off to play ping pong. He gets destroyed at ping pong, and their bet was if he loses, then he has to go dance. Instead, he tries to argue, and then it turns into this whole big thing. The one thing that I do really like about this episode in terms of like character dynamic and exploring, the feelings is that things kind of gradually just go downhill. Like after that argument, you can see how like negativity is influenced by the people that you're around. Ern is being real negative. Van storms off. And then that turns into her being introduced to some other people as a mother, and then she takes offense to that, and it leads to like this whole conversation with one of her childhood friends where you get to see like a lot of stuff opened up from the past. It's like the exploring the differences between being a black woman and hanging out with a white crowd versus Van, who didn't do that. I will admit that conversation was very awkward. I feel like Atlanta has really, mastered the art of awkward conversations. Ones that you're like you watching it are just feeling as awkward as the characters on screen are. By the end of this episode, Ern and Vanessa, they pretty much break off whatever it is they had, a relationship or just being cordial, sleeping together, whatever they want to call it. I mean, Ern doesn't see it as a relationship per se. He's comfortable with them just sleeping together and, whatever. Van actually wants a relationship, and Ern stupidly just, shrugs it off, basically. He doesn't want the same. He doesn't know what he wants. All he knows is that this situation was working for him, and now he doesn't have that. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, that Ern is going to be broke. He's going to be alone, and he's going to be jobless by the end of season 2. And by the season finale, I'm probably going to be rooting for it. Because I'm tired of Ern making all these stupid decisions, making all these, he's just not listening to the people around him. He's not doing what he needs to be doing. People have always told him certain things. One of Van's friends in her hometown was telling Ern, like, look, she likes you enough to bring her into her world, and she wants you to take an interest. You don't have to like it, but, just go and dance with her. Go listen and try to act like you want to be here. He's getting advice, and he's going against that. So that is why, at this point in time, I'm no longer rooting for Ern. With this episode, it was really the character development and the conversations that we're having in like the middle of the episode to the end that really bring this episode together. In conclusion, I can appreciate this episode for giving us some much needed character development, or no development, but having the emotion in it and being able to further these characters, whether we like them or not. I think this was a successful episode for that. So those are my thoughts on Atlanta's 4th episode in season 2, titled Helen. I want to hear from you guys now. What did you think about this episode? Do you feel like the Get Out parody parts were essential to the story? Did they make you laugh? Were you enjoying those parts? What do you think about Ern and all his nonsense? I mean, I'm getting mad just thinking about it still. Talk to me in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.